Hey everybody. I got a couple of emails in response to that last video I made, um, kind of asking about if I could share a template for the weekly plan, and I figured I'd go through and just basically kind of some sheets slash spreadsheet questions. So I figured I'd make a little video just kind of showing how to make a Google Sheet from scratch, which you should probably just do. But I'll also post a template when I'm done. Um, so Drive, Google Sheets, whatever, make a new sheet. Um, so this is a sheet and it's part of a workbook. You can usually, I can't see it because of my drawing tools here. Okay, so these are show the different sheets down here. Um, this is a workbook. You can have multiple sheets in here. You can add more sheets. So if you want to do more classes, I can show you that in a second here. Um, but anyhow, I think you really should organize your schedule vertically. I saw some really nice ones that people are doing horizontal. But the thing is, our kids are using their cell phones a lot. I try to tell the kids, you really got to sit down at a computer and look at the plan, but they're going to do it on their cell phone a lot. So if it's vertical, they can scroll down and see it a little easier without having to scroll left and right very much. But anyway, so first thing I did was kind of think, okay, I'm going to do a row up here with remote, in class, and then these are going to be the days of the week. All right, so first thing, I'll do the days of the week. And I'm going down a cell here. Um, Maybe you want to do all caps, whatever you want to do there. Now, here's a pro level tip. Check this out. So there's our cell with Monday in it. This little box down here. Notice your cursor changes when you go over it. You'll get the hang of using this, but if it's something like Monday or a date, watch what happens. If you click that corner and drag it down, it'll automatically do the days of the week, right? Obviously, I don't need Saturday and Sunday, but maybe you will for something else. Up here, I'm going to do how did I do it? Letter day. I don't even know if I put a header in my other spreadsheet. I guess I should probably go look at that and make sure I'm doing it the same way. Yeah, I didn't even put a header in on those things, so um, I won't now. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? So let's say it was A1. Now this A2. This you pretty much just have to do manually. A1. It probably would actually replicate that pattern, but if you had a really long list, it probably would replicate that if you did what I showed you. Then we have the dates. So Monday, it was 9/14, I think, 9/14/2020, right? And you can do that now, that same thing where you click the cell, drag down, and it'll replicate the dates. All right, and then I think I said in school and remote. Okay. So we have our basic cells, and we're going to fill in information here. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead here. I'm going to add a border to all these. So I clicked up here, and then I held down Shift and clicked down here. These are also going to be the cells that are going to A1 and E6. Those are going to be the ones that are going to go into that embed code. So all that is highlighted, and now I hit borders right here, and it puts borders on the inside. Now, I also want a thick black border around all of them, right? Just that's my own personal preference, I suppose. It didn't really show up that great, so maybe you don't want to do that, or maybe you do want to learn how to do that. And here you click outer borders. I click that, nothing changed. I'm going to now change the line thickness of that outer border, right? Typically don't see this, the two upper left and upper borders in anywhere, but I don't know. So maybe you don't want to do that. Now I want to make these cells bold. Another way to select cells is just click one and drag, highlights them. I want to make these cells bold. And then if I also want to do these two up here, So I could click bold and then do these two and do bold. There are ways to select all these at once using the control button, but I'll save you that. Now it's a matter of getting the formatting right. You don't want to overcrowd these things. I'm going to center these. So again, I'm going to highlight all these cells. So there's different ways to do that. I click here, hold down Shift, and click here. I want to center them. All right, center them. And I also want to center them vertically, I think. All right, I also want to center them vertically. So that's what this next option is, vertical align. All right, so here we go. Ready? I'm going to make these cells bigger, right? So we can see what's going on. One thing you can do is if you want these all to be the exact right width based on what's put in there, you double click on the little line here and it makes them all small. But actually, that's too small. I want to add a little more space around the sides just to give them a little room. All right, there we go. These I know are going to be bigger. If you want to make two rows or columns the same width, you click them. So you click up here on the letter and it highlights literally all the way down to infinity, or however many rows this can do. It used to be like 36,000 rows. And I used to have spreadsheets that big when we'd collect data in a lab. So anyways, columns D and E, click the D, hold down Shift again. So your Shift button really lets you select multiple things. So if you hold down Shift and click on things, it selects everything in between. If you hold down Control and click on things, it selects not everything in between, but little random, wherever you click, it selects those together. So Shift click and Control click do a couple different things. But anyways, I'm going to hold down Shift, click D, click E, and I'm going to make them wider. And just from my own previous experience, I know I want to make them about that wide. So by selecting both of them, changing the width of one, it changes the width of both of them to be the same width. All right. So again, if I'm going fast, I apologize. Just pause it. I didn't prepare a script or anything here, so I'm just kind of winging this, but hopefully you'll be helpful. So now I'm going to do the same thing in this column. These are the rows, I should say. So I'm going to select two. I'm hold down Shift, click 6, it selects all of them. I'm going to drag 2 to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to start about that big, right? And that's where I'm going to start. And if I need to make one of these bigger than the others because I'm writing a lot of information, I can do that. Now in here, task, I think in these ones I justified it so it stayed not centered, but I think I made these ones left and top, the ones where I'm going to put in the information. All right. So I called them the plan for the day in school, and I called it for remote the task, right? So then all I did now was I made that bold, Control B, or just click up here, and then after it, I turned off the bold and I wrote the plan is ... whatever, the remote task. I called it a task. Again, you don't have to do that. Just do whatever you were calling it. I don't know that they want us to call it tasks or whatever, but that's the way I did it. So, the kids, whatever day it is, they're just, okay, I'm either at school or remote, so this is what I'm doing. Homework assignments I also put in here. And then also, it's important if you are actually going to grade something for points, that you immediately put it in the grade book as well. And that's how you set that up. Now, week 2. All right, so I'm going to put week 2 over here. All right. Highlight all these. I'm going to do a Control C. And over here, you don't need to highlight all the cells. Just highlight the top cell of the corner, what's going to be the upper left, and do Control V. So it's Control C and Control V. V. In one of my previous videos, V sounded like a B. So victory, V. So Control V, paste them. Now, notice that the widths aren't right. It doesn't paste the formatting over. There's a way to do that, but I'm just going to make them both wide again. All right. So now there's that. Now, the next week, oh, Monday is going to be the 21st. So I got to change this first date, 2020. Boom. Drag down. Oops, missed it. Drag down. Click that little square. Drag down. What's going on? It's not going. Drag down. Oh, it did it. Jeez, I'm going crazy. Ah, see that? It killed the border on the bottom. So I keep going in and redoing the outer border, and I don't think it's even necessary. It'd probably be less headache if I just killed that thick outer border. Um, Maybe don't do the thick outer border. It doesn't really translate anyways to the course page. And when you copy and paste cells, you lose it in spots, and then it looks silly. So there's next week. The pan is, I said. Oh, that's nice. Great job. Great job, Harmon. The plan is. All right. So let's say I got this plan all filled out over on this side, right? And it's Sunday night. I already have this set up for some of my courses. In fact, maybe I should just go over one of those and show what I'm going to do. But whatever. Let me just copy this down. I'll copy this down. And you're going to see what happens on the bottom. It kills the outer border. So you know what? I'm just going to take care of that now. Fill that outer border. Just make it thin again. There we go. Here. This I find Google Sheets to be pretty forgiving if you don't do something in the right order. It kind of figures it out. There we go. All right, so no outer border I think is going to make the life a lot easier. So now I want to bring this over to here, right? So I'm going to hit here, here, some Sunday night. I'm getting ready to go. Keep in mind, if you embedded this, whatever's in A1 through E6, that's what's going to show up in your course page. So whatever I paste in there is what's going to automatically update in my course page. So I click here, Control C. I go up here, top A1, do Control V. Actually, timeout. Let me do first. Let me copy these, and my plan is to put them down below. And I might not make them big, right? I just want to have these there, so later on, maybe next year if we have to do this again, unfortunately, they're all there and I can see them. So every week I'm going to take whatever's up here and paste it down below here. So that's the previous week's plan. I'm going to save them all, going down, paste them down here. So the new plan, now that I've copied and pasted the old plan out, I got to work around my video here. Control C, Control V. So now there's a new week in there. Just do a double check. Oops, I forgot to change these. This will be C2, D1, and so on. Okay. You just keep copying and pasting. All right. So I'm going to go back and edit this, get it back to just kind of a blank format, and I'm going to put this all into that same topic. Okay. It's all going to go in that same topic. I know I went through this fast. If you have any questions, let me know. The blank one will just be the first 2 weeks here. I'm going to cut the width out down here so a little closer. And then it'll be up to you to copy and paste. And it's up to you to modify this. Don't mess with the text size too much. I was doing that a bit. You can, but it gets really big in my CBA. It looks small here, but then when you look at it on the bulletin board, it'll be too big, especially the Wednesday. Maybe you want to do Mon, two, Wed, Thur, Fry. Make it smaller. That's probably a good idea. But the Wednesday was messing up the formatting. Anyhow, video's going too long. I'm going to cut it out here. Just do the template. If you need it, download it. Oh, how to download it. Okay, good question. So I'm going to make it read only, okay? And when you open it up, what you do is you go File, make a copy. So make a copy of it. Call it what you want it to call it, and now you'll have a copy of it that you can then edit. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. Good luck. And here you go. If you want to do one last thing, I suppose, can't resist. If you want to make different courses all in one workbook, you can do that. Although that might make sharing it a little more complicated when you go to embed it. You'd have to make sure you select the right sheet. So I guess make a new sheet for each class. If you really want to get advanced, um, you'll have to figure it out. That's the way you learn, right? All right. Talk to you later. Bye.